This is Jerome with the Danger Zone. Again, I am bringing to you the Hardin County Sheriff candidate, Brian Skinner. This is.
But I don't really want to.
I know.
Exhaust the point. My experience in Beaumont in a bigger city is much more than what you would get staying in Hardin County.
Well,
when you ask someone, we talk about this being a job application. If you ask me what I bring to the table, is a term you used earlier, and I've heard it throughout the campaign, you're going to hear me talking about the things that are very unique to me, the things I enjoy, that I'm passionate about, and the things I excel at first. That's only natural. So you're going to hear me talk about leadership. You're going to hear me talk about command. You're going to hear me talk about camaraderie with the personnel who are actually on the front line in danger and taking care of those guys and gals. You're going to hear me talking about inspiration, motivation, bringing people's levels up, providing them with the proper training and equipment so they do their job. That's what you're going to hear me saying a lot of. If the first thing that comes out of your mouth is, hey, I'm a good paper pusher, well, you ought to have a little red flag. You ought to understand that is, why would that be the first thing that you would say?
Trying to get to is that this is not a financial move for you whatsoever.
No.
This is truly from the heart and something you feel you want to do to be able to help out the community. And that is a question, actually.
Yes, that is where I'm at, and I've known. Sometimes I get tired of repeating myself. I apologize, but I've had some disappointment, some tragedy in my life, some people who died before their time, and my kids are out of the house, and the empty nest. It just makes you very introspective about who you are, where you're going, and what you have to offer in the time you're on this earth. And when I first announced my candidacy, I used this as an example, is that, all these folks are competing to be your starting quarterback, and the voter is the coach. And basically, you, as the voter, have to evaluate us by our skill set. You're going to look at a little bit of past. You're going to look at game film. How clutch are we when it's on the line? Have we been bold? Have we been courageous? And I would say to you, I have a track record. Then you want to know, what's the skill set? Can I pass accurately? Can I read defenses? Can I scramble? Things, how I'm in the huddle. Am I a leader? Do I take control? Do I encourage the team? Do I get people to do their job better? And all of those things, as you say, I bring to the table. And by experience, that's not just something I'm saying. I know that about myself because I've done it. And I believe other people competing for this position have not. And that's just the realization that the voter, the coach, is going to have to come to that conclusion. It does not mean they're not a valuable part of the team, but not everybody can be quarterback. Not everybody should be quarterback. Sometimes I am a political outsider. I am not a community outsider.
You're not a politician, though. I've noticed this.
I am not a politician. I'm very bad at it. Nothing like that. I am completely disconnected from that environment. That's the positive, because early in your people who've only been in Hardin County, and you need to understand that is a perception and a perspective problem. It doesn't make people bad in and of itself, but it means you are limited with your objectivity. And I don't have those types of limitations. If you've been there your whole career, there should have been some evidence of you standing up for things but principles are principles. And so when you're there and you know things going on, but you're afraid to do anything or say anything about it, that limits your experience in that leadership role. And then it also just being in Hardin County, as we noted, Hardin County is a world in and of its own, and it's very different from your perspective. It's just like you would with your kids. If they travel abroad, the more outside their world they get, the more well-rounded they get. So I think we've probably ad nauseum talked about my credentials and what I've accomplished and all how blah, blah, blah. We didn't cover I'm being somewhat comical, I guess, but my credentials are good. You should spend some time looking at them. I'm applying for a job, and I understand it has to be done. But
This is your application.
but anyway, I understand there's apprehension about change. That's only natural, and people are more comfortable around what they know. But sometimes in their secret thoughts, they're a little more concerned about what they know. I mean, they may know someone, but they maybe understand that they're maybe not the best suited as a leader. But, there's a lot of braggadocious feel to all this stuff, and I don't like it. But I like to know that people know me as a real person. So I think you may. I mean, there are things I don't know. I'll have to learn, of course. There's never been a first-time sheriff, to my knowledge, that's ever been a sheriff before. You think about some of the questions people are asking, and you're going, all right, which one of these campaign candidates has been a sheriff?
I didn't think about that until
And
just now. That's
I can
funny.
be sure.
People here, that's what they've given you. They've entitled you the People's Sheriff.
I cherish that title. When that came along about halfway through the campaign, I just embraced it, because it was just such a neat title for what I really want to say. That's my message, is that I'm the people's sheriff, and that includes the citizens as well as the employees. Meaning, I want to be the people's sheriff. That's the best I can do.
And I think people who are able to see this are going to get a very fresh and good and great perspective on who Brian Skinner is.
We'll see.
I'm impressed.
Appreciate it.
One last word.
Thank you, and I appreciate your vote and giving me permission to be next sheriff.
Thank you, Brian. Thanks for the hat.